The Zephyrian interrogation chamber hummed with malevolent energy as Commander Vexith observed the human female through the reinforced barrier. Alsa sat motionless in the center of the containment field, her auburn hair matted with dried blood from the capture, yet her green eyes remained defiant. 3 days of conventional interrogation had yielded nothing about the location of the human resistance base. She shows remarkable resilience for such a primitive species. Vexth clicked his mandibles in frustration. The insectoid alien's compound. Eyes reflected the chamber's harsh lighting as he studied the tactical displays. Perhaps it is time to employ more creative methods. His second-in-command, a tall reptilian saurian named Kessera, hissed in agreement. The Terran psychological profiles suggest they have an irrational fear of being consumed by predators. Shall I release the Night Stalker cubs? Vexith's antennae twitched with anticipation. Yes, their parent was killed during the raid on Kepler 442b. The cubs have been starved for 2 rotations. The human's terror should break her resolve quickly. Meanwhile, light years away on the human colony ship Endurance, David Chen frantically worked at his console in the communication array. The 19-year-old had been monitoring Zephyrian transmissions since Alsa's capture, his fingers dancing, across holographic interfaces with desperate precision. "Come on, Alsa, give me something," he whispered, his dark eyes scanning the encrypted data streams. As the Resistance's best codebreaker, he had taught Alsa several contingency protocols before her reconnaissance mission went sideways. She was more than a fellow operative. She was the closest thing to family he had left after Earth's fall. Back in the interrogation chamber, Vexth activated the holding pen's release mechanism. 3 creatures, each the size of a large wolf, prowled into the chamber. Their obsidian fur rippled with bioluminescent patterns and their 6 legs moved with predatory grace. The Night Stalker cubs possessed razor-sharp claws and rows of crystalline teeth designed to tear through the toughest armor. Alsa remained perfectly still as the creatures approached. Her heart hammered against her ribs, but years of survival training had taught her to read animal behavior. She noticed something the Zephyrians had missed. The cubs moved with uncertainty, not aggression. Their ear-like sensory organs were flattened against their heads and their tail analogs were tucked low. They weren't hunting. They were afraid. The largest cub reached her first, its nostrils flaring as it caught her scent. Instead of attacking, it released a low, mournful sound, almost like a whimper. Alsa recognized the vocalization from xenobiology. Briefings. It was a distress call, the sound young Night Stalkers made when separated from their pack. "Easy there, little one," she whispered, slowly extending her hand palm up. "You're scared too, aren't you?" Vexth leaned forward, confused by the lack of screaming. Why isn't she running? Why aren't they attacking? The answer became clear as the first cub pressed its massive head against Alsa's palm, seeking comfort. The other 2 quickly joined, their bioluminescent patterns shifting to softer, warmer hues. Within minutes, all 3 cubs had curled around her, their purr-like vocalizations filling the chamber. "Impossible," Kessera hissed. "They are apex predators. They should be tearing her apart." Alsa gently stroked the nearest cub's neck, feeling its muscles relax under her touch. "You took them from their mother," she called out to her captors, her voice steady despite the situation. "They're not killers. They're orphans, just like half the humans in this sector." The largest cub had positioned itself protectively. In front of her, its earlier fear replaced by something resembling loyalty. Alsa realized that her own steady heartbeat and calm pheromones were having a pack-bonding effect on the stressed juveniles. Where the aliens saw tools of terror, she saw frightened children. On the Endurance, David finally cracked the Zephyrian communication encryption. His face paled as he read the interrogation logs. "They're using Night Stalker cubs. But wait." His frown deepened as he analyzed the biometric data being transmitted from Alsa's chamber. Her stress hormones are actually decreasing. What is she doing? Hours passed. The cubs refused to leave Alsa's side, forming a protective circle around her. When Zephyrian guards attempted to enter the chamber, the young Night Stalkers displayed aggressive postures that made the insectoid soldiers retreat hastily. The interrogation had become a stalemate. "Sir," Kessera reported nervously, The cubs are exhibiting pack-bonding behavior with the human. Our xenopsychologists believe she may have inadvertently triggered their adoption instincts. Vexith's compound eyes darkened with rage. Bring in the sonic disruptors. We'll break this unnatural bond. But as the guards prepared their weapons, alarms began blaring throughout the ship. David had not only located Alsa, he had transmitted her position to the human fleet. The rescue operation was already underway. Plasma fire erupted in the corridors as human Marines fought their way toward the detention center. Commander Sarah Martinez led the assault team, her powered armor's servos whining as she carved through Zephyrian defenses. In the chamber, the cubs sensed the approaching conflict. Their protective instincts, now fully bonded to Alsa, made them increasingly agitated. When Zephyrian soldiers finally breached the containment field, the young Night Stalkers proved that even cubs of their species were formidable opponents. The rescue team found Alsa unharmed, still surrounded by her unlikely guardians. As they prepared to evacuate, she made an unexpected request. "We can't leave them," she told Commander Martinez. "They saved my life. They're coming with us." Martinez raised an eyebrow but nodded. The human fleet had learned long ago that survival often required unexpected alliances. Later, aboard the Endurance, David embraced Alsa as the three cubs explored their new quarters with curious enthusiasm. The largest one had already claimed a spot near the environmental controls, its bioluminescent patterns pulsing contentedly. "How did you know they wouldn't attack?" David asked. Alsa smiled, watching as the cubs investigated their new surroundings. "Because sometimes when everything is taken from you, all you need is someone who understands loss. Humans don't have a monopoly on needing family." The Zephyrians had intended to break her spirit by confronting her with apex predators. Instead, they had given humanity 3 new allies and learned a valuable lesson about the species they underestimated. Humans didn't just survive by fighting monsters. They survived by finding family in the most unexpected places. In the vastness of space, the human fleet continued its journey, now with 3 Night Stalker cubs who had chosen love over instinct, and a woman who had shown that sometimes the greatest strength comes not from conquering fear, but from offering comfort to those who share it.